ইউনিভার্সিটি অফ নর্থ ক্যারোলিনা এট গ্রিনসবরো ইউএসএ-তে পোস্ট ডক্টরাল ফেলো হিসেবে গবেষণা করছেন এবং তিনি হেমাটিয়ান রিসার্চ গ্রুপেরও একজন সদস্য। তিনি ইন্ডিয়ান ইনস্টিটিউট অফ সায়েন্স এডুকেশন অ্যান্ড রিসার্চ IISER ইন্ডিয়া থেকে পিএইচডি সম্পন্ন করেছেন। আমরা অত্যন্ত আনন্দিত কৃতজ্ঞ যে তিনি আমাদের মূল্যবান সময় প্রদান করছেন এবং আমাদের গবেষণার লেখার প্রক্রিয়া সম্পর্কে দিক নির্দেশনা দেবেন। এবার আমি আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি ডক্টর সন্দীপ দাস স্যারকে, যিনি আমাদের মূল আলোচনাটি উপস্থাপন করবেন। আশা করি তার গবেষণা জীবনের বিভিন্ন অভিজ্ঞতা থেকে আমরা অনেক কিছু শিখতে পারব। ধন্যবাদ।
Hi, Shubho Sonda. So, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for this excellent introduction. Thank you so much. So, আজকে আমরা একটু I think আমার কথাগুলো শোনা যাচ্ছে, right, properly?
জি স্যার, শোনা যাচ্ছে।
So, yeah, so আমরা আজকে insights into how to write a research paper সে ব্যাপারে আমি একটু আলোচনা করব। তো আমি একটা ছোট প্রেজেন্টেশন টাইপের বানিয়েছি, যেটা আমি প্রেজেন্ট করছি। উইল বি ভেরি মাচ হেল্পফুল। So, yeah, yeah. So my slides are visible, right?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah. So yes. Yeah. Yeah. So already তো আমার ইন্ট্রোডাকশন দিয়ে দিয়েছেন, তবুও আমি একটু আমার নিজের ইন্ট্রোডাকশন দিয়ে দিই। তো myself Sandeep Das, and I'm a postdoctoral fellow in UNCG in Dr. Himatian Research Group. So today we're gonna talk about insights into research paper outline writing and publication. So a research paper writing, it's like a very broad topic. Like I mean, একটা ইয়েতে প্রেজেন্টেশনে বা 1 ঘন্টার কোনো ওয়েবিনারে এটাকে কমপ্লিটলি এক্সপ্লেন করা ইজ নট পসিবল। বাট আমি মানে যেটা আমি ফিল করি যে একটা রিসার্চ আর্টিকেল লেখার সময়তে আমাদের যেগুলো মাথায় রাখা উচিত বা যে জিনিসগুলো আমাদের মেইনলি ফোকাস রাখা উচিত, সেই জিনিসগুলো ব্যাপারে আমি একটু বলার চেষ্টা করব। আর সেইগুলো কি, সেগুলোতে মানে সেগুলোর অ্যাকচুয়াল আফটার যখন আমরা রিসার্চ পেপার লিখবো, তো সেইগুলোতে মানে কতটা কি ইম্প্যাক্ট ফেলে আমাদের একটা রিসার্চ পেপার রাইটিং এ, সেটা আমি ক্লারিফাই করার চেষ্টা করব। So before starting, I just wanna state that I am from a scientific background, because basically I am a chemist. I am from chemistry background. So most probably whatever I'm gonna talk about in this presentation, probably mostly based on the scientific research writing. There are some other types of research writing also, research paper writing, but most, as I am from science background, I have experience with how to write scientific papers. So I will mostly talk about the how to write a scientific research paper. There are other types of research papers like survey papers, then data and some other types of papers. But this talks mostly about scientific research paper. But I believe whatever I'm going to talk in this presentation is almost applicable to all types of research paper writing. Anyway, you can also consider this in your, if someone is writing their master's thesis, if someone is writing their PhD thesis, they can also, I feel will be very much beneficial if they follow this types of this whatever suggestions or whatever things I'm gonna mention here. Anyway, let's start then. So, okay. Yeah. So, what is a research paper? At first, we have to understand. So, uh, in like in basically in that subcontinental area, like in India, Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, and then the other area, even South Korea. In that region, people usually thinks that research paper is like if you want to get a PhD degree, if you want to get a master's degree, you have to publish paper. Like research paper is not that only that you have to get a PhD or you have to get master's degree so that you want to publish a paper. Research paper is much, much, much more than that. Research paper is actually reflects what you think about that work. Research paper actually reflects what is your interpretation power. Research paper actually describes how you think uh, towards solving a problem. So a research paper is not only a journal article which you will just write in your Microsoft Word or Notepad, or you just submit in some journal and it get published. No, research paper is a very, very important thing. And once you publish a research paper, it will be re like always in your name and throughout your whole life. A research paper is actually a documented research analysis, like whatever you are doing in your lab, or most you can uh, for the theoreticians or computational people working in the physics, they don't have labs, so their works in the computer. So whatever research you are doing, that research analysis and its interpretation is documented form. Usually we call a research paper. And research paper is important because research paper actually contributes towards the existing knowledge in the field. So research means what? Research means you're searching for something. Research, you're searching something. So when you are looking for something which is unknown till now, if you know like what is going to happen in this work, suppose uh, you are a chemist, like I am a chemist, so I will talk about chemist a bit. So suppose you are chemist and you are doing one reaction, and then you are thinking, okay, if I add A and B, I am gonna end up getting okay. So this is a very good question. Rupna asked that how can we choose a topic for writing a research paper? So this is the important question. First of all, you rather than asking how can we choose a topic for research paper, you should think in which topic you are interested. Let's say uh, in 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 current in current day, renewable energy is a very big problem, very big hot research topic. Why? So how we choose research topic? You have to at first find a problem. So let's say, so we are our cars, our electricity, all how we are generating. Either we are burning coal or we are burning fuel, right? Petroleums. So these are consumable. Consumable means once you used it, gone. You can't again uh, get it back, or you can again recycle. So suppose after 100 years or 200 years, so as it is consumable, it will be consumed. So it will be over. So then what we will do when everything is over? This is a problem. That's what we will do if once it is over. So we need some alternative, right? And we need an alternative which is actually not completely consumable. It can be recyclable. So we want something like that. That's why uh, we are slowly moving towards battery. Like you can see that nowadays in car CV industry, battery industry, it becomes a very big because people are looking for battery. Why? Because battery has a you can recycle. You just give them energy and you can recycle the battery. And one battery can last to 5 to 10 years. Now again, another problem will come here that okay, you are talking about battery. To charge the battery, you need electricity, and for that electricity, you need again the fuel or like fossil fuel we call coal or this uh, petroleum. This all we call fossil fuels. So you need fossil fuels. Then where at the end after 100 years, if fossil fuel is not there, how we're gonna charge the battery? So then we have to also find out the problem how solution how to generate electricity without fossil fuels. That's why nowadays there are lots of researches going on nuclear fuel. Like so, when there is a nuclear reaction, like it generates nuclear fission or nuclear fusion, it generates lots of energy, and it easily got wasted. Right. So then now scientists are trying to utilize that energy even so when there is lightning, so when there is lightning, this lightning has a lots of energy. If you can capture this energy, you can also utilize it for in a future purposes. So these are all problems. These are all problems, and as a researcher you have to solve this problem. Okay, so this is how you choose your topic. You are reading books, you are and no uh, topic is completely explored. You are reading your book, you are reading something, always something will come to your mind that okay fine, they are saying this will go, this will be like this, but what will happen if I do it in this way? So this will always create uh, a question in your mind, and this question will lead you to choose your topic. If you just randomly choose a topic that no, I just want to complete my master's thesis, so I have to just my supervisor told me that I want to work on this. You can do that. You will get exposure, you will get experience. But if you are forced to work on some specific topic which you don't uh, which that you don't like, then I think it maybe you can do for 1 or 2 years, but it is not sustainable. So I will say the topic which increase your interest, where you think like you have lots of questions in this topic, but you don't have um, answers in books. I will say that choose that kind of topic. Like I can give one example. So there is another question: which topic is more important for research that are actually increasing more citation, and how to identify hot topics? Okay, I will come to this question. At first, I will just summarize the first question. So let's say I am uh, giving you your one example of mine. So during my PhD, I usually work on metal reactivity with hydroxide. So before that, there was lots of metal reactivity with hydroxide was reported. But metal, there are various types of metal. One is linear kinds of, one is bent kinds of. So all the reactivity was with linear metal. But then I thought, what will happen if I try the reactivity with bent one? Let's try. So my whole PhD thesis was on bent anodes. That I worked on metal bent anodes and I did reactivity with hydroxide, and I got a completely different reactivity, completely different reaction type. So no one, when we are doing research, no one expects you that your research will change the world. Okay, choose a topic which creates interest and try to find the solution, or try to find out the reason that why it is happening. Try to find out the answer of your question. That's how you choose your research topic. Okay, I think I am able to answer the question. And so which topic is more important for research that are actually increasing more citation, and how to identify hot topics? So this is I this is a good question, and again it is a bit conflicting question. So if it is hot topic, it doesn't mean it will get a lots of citation. Okay, you will get lots of citation when lots of people is working in that field. Okay, so hot topic is not always that everyone will work. Like if you talk about cancer research, if you talk about uh, HIV, these types of research, biological research, so these are very time consuming. They will probably publish one paper or two very good quality paper in a year, and not lots of people are doing in this, like working in this field. But if you talk about material science, there you will find in each and every institute there is 2-3 faculties, and they are publishing 10 to 15 papers per year. So there you will get more citations. So more citations and hot topics is not, it is always like hot topics will be more cited, but yeah, hot topics is a very is currently the area of interest. So now how to identify hot topics? Again, see the problems. What are the problems nowadays? So if you talk about in our subcontinent area, so if you look at the subcontinent area, we don't have proper drinking water, right? So because our drinking water is either contaminated by some, because in our place there is no proper disposal system. We dispose waste either river or pond, and then it will go to the sea and it will actually contaminate the whole water system. So we don't have proper water to drink. So if you can do some research, how to purify the water, that will be great. So nowadays people are using various types of porous materials to purify the water. So currently material science is very hot topic. Then again, farming. If you look at the farming, now we are using pesticides, right? The pesticides is not good for our health. So instead of pesticides, these pesticides are mostly inorganic. So if we can replace it with organic pesticides, organic pesticides means hydrocarbons, which has mostly carbon and hydrogen rather than oxygen, chlorine. If we can eliminate and we can only use organic uh, uh, pesticides, and you can get a very good uh, like results with this organic pesticides, you can have a lots of profit, right? Like if you go to a shop, if you can see it is an organic product, yes, it is a let's say organic cauliflower, it will be more expensive than the normal one. So this is this organic research. Organic research means organic pesticides or these types of farming problems. These are also a very hot topic currently. If we talk about in chemistry, if as I talk about renewable energy, this is a hot topic. So you have to identify the problem. So what are the problem present? This is a hot topic actually. And if you see no one is doing research in this one in this field, so how it can be a hot topic? Then you do start doing research in that part. Try to convince people that this problem can be solved in this way also. It will become a hot topic. So hot topic is practical problems which need to be solved. It is not like no material science is hot topic. Renewable energy is hot topic. It is not always like that. Any topic that solves problem is a hot topic. And you can see nowadays these types of problems. I have already given several examples that is actually currently hot topics. But apart from that, there are lots of topics, lots of topics which needs to be investigated, and there are not much researcher who are actually doing like working on this on that kind of field. One of the topic I can say that is semiconductor. So semiconductors are not usually are not room temperature stable properly. So nowadays people are trying to make a semiconductor at that magnets which is required for the semiconductor which is actually stable at room temperature. This is a very hot topic now. Many people are working in this field in chemistry. I think I'm able to answer it. And then then another question is, so what type of research can I do a high school graduate? I mean, a HSC pass student. If you are just a high school graduate, don't think about research. Again, in first question I told, read. When you read, you will understand that what are the loopholes present, what are the things that needs to be investigated. So if you are a high school graduate, read, read more. Rather than thinking about research, at first read, at first know what is there. If your interest is chemistry, read chemistry. If your interest is physics, read physics. If your interest is Bengali, read Bengali. If your interest is English, read English. Read first, read properly. It is a time after HSC graduate. Now this 4 year you are getting for the bachelor degree. This is to earn knowledge, get knowledge. Once you get knowledge, you will understand that okay, these are the loopholes, and you need to do research in these types of fields to get answer of this question. So don't think about research. Think about how you will get knowledge. I think I can able to answer this one. Then what is the difference between thesis and research paper? So thesis is a very vast thing, and research paper is just a part of a thesis. I will give you a very easy example. Very easy example. So let's say you want to cook chicken and you want to make make your thesis that how to cook tasty chicken. Okay, that is your, let's say, thesis topic. Now, when you're cooking chicken, in one case you have a question. Okay, fine. Let's say after putting oil, if I add salt and then fry the chicken, what will happen? Will it increase the taste of the chicken? So you add some oil in your pan, you put some salt, and then you add chicken, and uh, Uh, then you then you got some test, right? So this is a research paper, a small finding. And when once you change the salt, then you change the that chili powder in different way, you got some different results, right? So this is how research paper works. So research paper works is small findings. Small findings is a research paper, and when you combine all these findings all together in and give a brief summary of all this work is called a thesis. Hope understand. So I will take one more question, this question, and then I will go forward in my slides. Then in between we will take few more questions, and then at the end we will take few more questions. Okay. Tell us about research gap, and as a beginner, how am I supposed to find a research gap? Read, read. Most people don't read. In uh, I have seen many PhD students. I have seen many master students. They don't read. They just say like want someone will come and say that okay, this is the research gap, and there is lots of scope. Do research. This is not how things work. If I say there is a research gap, suppose I am from chemistry, you are from physics. I'm giving you suggestions of a research gap in chemistry, like which is related to physics, but you don't know anything about that. Then what is the point of finding that research gap? There is no point of finding that research gap, right? Because you have no knowledge, you don't know how to overcome the problems there, how to get the solution for this problem. So uh, as a beginner, read. Whenever any PhD student join, we will usually give them 10 to 15 papers and read first. Read and tell what you understand from this paper. If you didn't understand anything, completely fine. Read 15 more papers. The more you will read, the more you will find research gap. But if you think that no, I don't want to read, then it is very unlikely you will find any kind of research gap. Like if I read 5 paper now, if I sit today and read 5 paper, I can get 5 research gaps. That will be there 100%. That is how things work. Gain knowledge, read and read and read. You will get lots of research gaps. Okay. So um, there are many questions. I will all like to answer all your queries, and I think I have uh, uh, able to answer that about how to find a research gap. So then all these questions I will answer in the, let's say when we will be in the mid of my slides, we can again take few questions and answer. Okay. So yeah. So we are in the what is a research paper and why this research paper is important. As I told, like demonstrated earlier, the research paper is not like you want to have a master degree, you want to have a PhD. That's why you are just making a research paper. Research paper advances your knowledge. Research paper, when you get a data, you have to think about it, that what is happening there, what is the uh, what is the outcome, or what this data is trying to say. And when you think about this, you will actually surpass your actual level of thinking, and you will think like 30 or 40% innovatively than others. So this also increase your critical thinking and your, obviously, your writing skills, because you're writing a research paper. It will, you when you writing a research paper, you will develop various writing skills. And at the end, as you if you do good research, you have a good publications, you have a good knowledge. Always I talk about knowledge. If you have good knowledge, you will end up getting some very good positions. So these are the parts of research paper. what is research paper and why it is important. We should always keep this in mind. I always tell to beginners who is starting their research career, never rush for the paper that, oh, my friend and I joined together. He is publishing three paper. I don't have any paper. Don't rush for the paper. Trust the process. Don't rush for result. Learn, gain knowledge and learn. 2 years investment and you will get 3 year return. If you don't invest properly in 2 years, you will not get return for the next 3 years during your PhD. Okay. So learn and focus on learning, focus on the process, not rush to the research paper. So now there are various types of research articles that may one is original article, or we called this as a research article. So this original article is actually a original finding of your research. This is called original article. On there is also review article. So review article is something, suppose a lots of work is going on in one field. Now you summarizing all the works actually going on that field, and it summarizes all this work in one paper. That this all work summarize this. This is called review article. Short communication means, suppose you are doing a research and you got a very good result, unexpected result. That is not very big, but very exciting. That is called short communication. It will be like one maximum 3 page. It is very small, very concise. It is an immediate result. That has a further scope that needs extensive investigation. But whatever result you got is very exciting, uh, completely new. That is called short communication. Then book chapter. Book chapter means, so lots of publishers publish their books on a certain topic, and you will be invited, or you may want to contribute in that particular chapter. So you write you about that some specific part of that book, and it will be considered as a book chapter. So these are actually research articles. So these four actually called research articles. These are usually presentation. Means conference materials means you want to go, you have registered for a conference, you were selected for a oral talk or a poster presentation. Whatever you are presenting in the conference is known as conference material. So this all types of research article, original article, review article, short communication, and book chapter, these are actually peer reviewed. And peer reviewed means whatever you write, whatever you submit to the journal, this was reviewed by expert committee, maybe 2 or 3 members, and then it got published. So these are usually peer reviewed. Conference materials are not usually peer reviewed. Conference materials is mostly about perspective, that what you think about your work. That is not peer review. And then book review. This book review is similar like a review article. You read a book and then summarize in a few pages of a article is known as book review. So in this talk, we will not mostly talk about this three part, not about these three, not we will not talk about this 1, 2, 3, 4 part. We will usually talk about the articles, which is actual research articles, which you do research and publish. That is called research article. So we will talk about mostly research article and short communications, because this is actually research article. And these are usually literature review, which is present in currently in literature. So how you develop a manuscript? So you have to, when you start developing in manuscript, you have to think that who are the persons is going to work in the project. It is not like you have a lab, you ask all the 5 people or 10 people to work on that one project. This is not a right way, and people usually don't do that. So there is one specific project, and then one specific project. So let's say I will ask 4 people to work. So you 4 people, please work on this project. So whoever is the main contributor, whoever will do the major work is called as the first author, and will work, rest will support the first author by doing some small work. They are called co-author. In co-authors also, whoever do a bit more work will be second author, then third, fourth, and vice. Then at the end, who is the if whoever is the leader of the group will called as a star author or corresponding author. So when you will read a research paper, you will see that there is a star in one author's name. That means the idea belongs to that person. He is the leader, he is the supervisor of that team, and he supervises the whole work. But the other person has actually carried out the work. So this is the very important part of a manuscript. Then organize the data. So now you have performed the research, you have your data. Now you have to organize it. When you organize it, you have to properly analyze it. When you properly analyze it, so for properly analyzing it, you have to create figures and tables. If you don't create figures or tables, you can't properly see that what your data is actually saying to you. So when you construct these figures, you will get the result. And then you have to write. So this usually we call supporting information. So you have to write the methods. Methods means, so the way you have, I will discuss all this in further part. Okay. So once you write the results, you write methods, then introduction, discussion, then abstract, and then you will write the title. So these are the major components of a research article: methods, introduction, discussion, abstract, and title. Okay. So what is introduction? Introduction is uh, important, I will say most important selling topic or selling part of your research article. Selling part, why I am saying it is a selling part? Because introduction is a thing that will convince the other person, or that will create interest among the readers, that why you have performed this research. So our research introduction usually consists of this: your topic, background, research problem, and your objective, how you are going to overcome this problem, and what you are going to uh, further explain in your paper. So this is an example. This part is an example of uh, my research paper that I have wrote. This is my first research paper that I wrote during my PhD. This is my first, and honestly, I will say, when I see my currently, if I see my first draft during my PhD, which I wrote for my research article, and it was a complete trash. Complete trash. If I show it in front of you, some of you might vomit also. Okay, because it was such a trash writing. You can't believe how trash it was. But this is how things work. You start from zero. and then you slowly learn everything. That's how things work. So when you are writing an introduction, at first introduce your topic. So as I told, my research was based on chemistry. So I started. We introduced at first what is the chemistry. That means the topic which I'm going to work. Then background. Then we describe a bit that what are the work is going on now over the world in this chemistry. Then I establish the research problem that although these all types of work on going on in research in this research community, but still there is some problem that needs to address. I discussed earlier that when you have a knowledge, when you know that what answers is not answered in books or research article, you can perform your research and just show them your result. So you then once you describe your background, establish the problem that okay, these types of work is going on, but what about these problems? No one has ever addressed this type of problem. Then you specify that your approach. So then we think we can we started our work to solve this research problem. And as you can see, we have also then after stating the problem, we specify our objective, that what we are gonna do in this paper to counter this research problem. And then followed by what you have done in this paper, a very short summary, like 3-4 lines. That is your paper. And introduction is the most toughest part of a research article. If you write introduction, the rest thing will be done automatically. Introduction is the most important part of a research article. People, whoever is beginner in this research paper writing field, should be should spend their more time on writing introduction. This is the most time consuming and most important part of your research article. If you don't write a proper good introduction, then when you submit your paper in a good journal, they will reject. Why they will reject? Because they will not be able to understand that why you did this research. That's why introduction is required. You have to address the problem and then you have to address your solution in the introduction. That's why introduction is the most important part of a research article. After introduction, it comes methods. So methods, you can sometimes mm, uh, so methods is basically how you conduct your research. Let's uh, give an example. So just few minutes back, I talked about uh, cooking chicken, right? So you're saying that I added oil in my pan, then I added some masalas in it, and then fry it. So method means if you are saying I added some oil in the pan, so what is the size of the pan? How much oil you have added? You are saying you are frying. At which temperature you are frying? You are deep frying or you are just sorting. So these all are small details are called methods or experimental section. You have to write each and everything that you have uh, done to conduct this research. There is also an example. So here you can see that I have performed one reaction and I have to read each and everything that how I have performed this reaction, what is the condition. So when I was cooking the chicken, the surrounding has was sunny or it was rainy, because if it is rainy, there will be lots of moisture. If there is lots of moisture, it may take lots of time to heat up your oil, right? If it is sunny, there will be temperature will be hot, so it won't take much time to um, get your oil hot. So these all are small things are comes in method, and this is applicable to all types of scientific writing. Wherever you will go in scientific writing, you will get this methods of experimental section. Each small things you have to write in experimental section. If you say no, sometimes people are so lazy that they don't want to give the experimental sections properly because of because they're just lazy. They don't want to write. But if you don't write this experimental section properly, then when another person wants to reproduce, wants to do your work again, they want to just reproduce it for their own work, they will not be able to do it. Let's say you are making some grilled chicken, and then you give it to your friends. Your friend eat that grilled chicken and they were like, wow, this is so tasty. How you make it? Then you said, okay, fine. You at first take chicken, then add all the masalas, and then just grill it. Your friends are very happy. Next day he bought some good fresh chicken. He went to home, and then he add all the masalas and grilled it. And when he served to his friends, this uh, his friends then just beat him like anything. That what types of poison you're giving me? So then you also eat that grilled chicken which you have cooked, and you also now feeling like you're eating poison. So, but when your friend who suggested you how to make it, he make it was very tasty, right? Then again you come back to your friends and you started beating your friends. Why you lie to me that you just add masala and it will become a very good tasty grilled chicken? So this is how you need a method. If your friend might have tell you that if you take 500-gram chicken, you have need 1 gram of coriander powder, 5 gram of cumin powder, 3 grams of salt, 2 grams of chili powder. If they have said all these things to you, then you might have also get the very good grilled chicken, right? But he just say, okay, add masalas, and you also add masalas. You don't know how much you have to add, but you just add it, and it ends up becomes a poison. So that's why experimental success is important. All little descriptions you need, and that needs to be mentioned in your research paper. That is called the experimental section. That how you conducted your research. Third is results and discussion. As per me, this is the most easiest part, and although very impactful part, not very impactful part, it is actually your research. So results and discussion is you conduct a research, you conduct an experiment, and you got a result. So a result is nothing if you don't analyze it, right? So when you get result, that you have to incorporate in your paper, in your research article. So it is called result. And discussion is what these results is suggesting, right? Suppose you take one glass of water, okay, and then you took a very thin cloth and you pass the water through the thin cloth in another glass. So you will find some white reddish particle in the cloth and water in the other glass, right? So what is the result of your this experiment filtering water? Result is you will get some white reddish particle in the cloth and some purified water at the glass. This is the result. But what these results tell you? That is called discussion. Now you have to discuss that what you is there in that white, in that white and red particle in the cloth. That is called discussion. Results is the data you are getting. Discussing discussions is you are explaining the results. That is called discussion. Okay. So this is the results and discussion. Then comes the part conclusion. Now you wrote introduction, you wrote methods, you wrote experiment, you wrote your result discussion. Now what all these studies conclude. So while writing your conclusion, these are the very important four steps that you should always remember. And I have given one example also. So why are the important is why this paper is your field is important. You have to start your conclusion that why this paper is important. Then what you find, why it is important, but what is your result? Why? What is your finding in that important? So you are saying that filtering water is important, but when you are filtering the water, what you find and what is the impact of your filtration process, water filtration process that is gonna impact the society, and what is the future direction? Like what modifications or what you can you can do in the future to further expand this research. That's usually writes in the conclusion. Um, so these are the four parts. That is the major, most important parts of a research article. And if you ask me the what is the importance like uh, of these parts, I will say introduction is the most important part. Then it comes result and discussion. You have to be more very careful where you are discussing your result. Then comes experimental section. You should be more careful and you should look at small things in experimental section or method section, so that if anyone in future is gonna do the same work, want to reproduce your results, they should be able to do. And then fourth comes the conclusion. These are the importance ratio in a paper. Apart from this, there are some other things also that is also important, and but this is important in some other uh, this some other reason. Reference means, suppose you are saying something, but what is the proof that it is true? Then you need reference. Okay. So this reference is very important. This why this is very important, because it's actually supports your assumption or supposition. In next slide, I will show why reference is very important. The reference usually has the previous work, who has done, when, and what they have done, and where it is actually documented or published. That is called uh, references. If you see, if I go to the back slides, can you see this? This part, this is called reference. So that means if you go to this reference, you will get this conclusion. So what this reference means, you can see this is the person who actually conduct, sorry, conducted the research. It is uh, published in 2023. That means the research was done in 2023, and it is published in this journal. It is documented in this journal. If you go to this research, this reference, you will find this paper. This is the reference. Why reference is important? Reference is important because sometimes you don't have conclusive evidence for everything, right? So again, let me give you another example. Okay. So uh, at night, you are suppose walking on the road, you and your friend. Okay. And then there is a very big tree. And when you are just passing the tree, you started shivering. Like then your friend asked why you are shivering. Then he told you that, you know, there is a ghost in this tree. Your friend shocked. Oh, how you can say there is a ghost in the tree? So you are not sure that there is a really ghost in the tree or not. But then you will say that guy, he told that there is a ghost in the tree. That is called, he told there is a ghost in the tree. That is called reference. You don't know there is really a ghost on the tree or not, but as one very experienced person told there is a ghost in the tree, now you start believing there is a ghost in the tree. That recitation is called reference. Okay. So it is very important when you don't have any conclusive evidence or you have to support your own supposition. And this was very widely used by people when see that they don't have some conclusive evidence, they just put reference that people long back they said this, so this might be true, it is also going to happen. When they don't have any conclusive evidence, they use the reference that in long back people has worked in this field and they told that it is happening. So you just put reference. When you don't have any conclusive evidence or you want to support your statement, you have to put the reference. This is very important. So in research article writing, whenever you give any statement, you have to put your reference. If there is no reference, that means your statement is not valid. It is a wrong information, and if you submit it like that in research journal, they will either reject your article or they will ask you to put the reference that you stated this, that then how you can say this is how I believe you. Then you have to put that this is a reference that long back they have done this research and they find it, so that means my statement is right. Okay, so this is the importance of reference, very important part. Then abstract. So abstract is like advertisement of your paper. Uh, so why I will read your paper? There are, let's say you published a research article on filtration of water, how to filter water. This is your research article. Now, how I want to why I want to read your paper? Is there any reason? Because there are hundreds of papers where it is like on filtration of water. But why should I read your paper? That comes abstract. Abstract will tell people that this is inside the paper. You should read it. You will get lots of knowledge. So what you should focus while writing an abstract? That is, what is the objective of this research? What is the subject? And what is your methodology and approaches? And what is the duration or the result? So this is abstract is the advertisement of your paper that will actually create interest among the readers, that if your abstract is very interesting, I'll be like, oh my, so he used only thin cloth to purify water. Oh my God, this is a very big thing. People are using big machines, and he used about just a thin cloth. If you serve your abstract in that way, then I will get interested. Man, how he did it? Let's read the paper. So then I will go and read the paper. So that's why abstract is the advertisement of your paper. Be careful while you're writing abstract. It should be concise. It should be like within 10 to 15 sentence if it is a research article, and only 3 to 4 sentence if it is a communication article. So while writing abstract, you have to put the most important part in that abstract, which actually generates interest among the reader. Then at the end, it comes the title, that what title you should put. So this is completely a personal choice, what title they want to put of your research article. It is like name of your cinema. If you are going to see a movie, there is a title, right? Which actually give you a hint, which is what is uh, gonna be happening in the movie. But again, you don't want to put a title which is irrelevant to the movie. Suppose the title is, suppose the movie is based on a superhero movie. Let's say it is a Iron Man movie, but your title is Batman. It is there is a no meaning. This is useless. You can, it is obviously your personal choice, but it is completely irrelevant. So while writing the title, you should keep few things in mind. That is, title should be very concise, like one sentence maximum, one sentence or even 15 words, I will say maximum. Write for your audience. That means I am a chemist. If I write a research article, I don't expect any person who is working in Bengali and English, doing research in Bengali and English, they will understand it or they will read it. So I will write my article for mostly for my chemist audience. So I will obviously use my chemical terms and incorporate important keywords. So always improvise that important keywords. Like if the movie is Iron Man, you can say the adventure of Iron Man. Okay, there is an important word is Iron Man, that should be there. Okay, you can write it import the adventure of Iron Man, the Iron Man legacy, but the Iron Man word should be there. That is because that is important. That important keyword should be there and entice the reader. So you have to again generate interest among the reader and write in a sentence case. So write in a sentence case means never use question in your paper unless until if you are giving any question, you should also have a statement then how you are solving that. And in this way, the title is a bit long, but if you are skilled enough, if you are professional enough to counter that long type of very long title, you can do. But as a beginner, never ever write your title as a question. As a beginner, never ever. Then sensitization, sensitize your research. Never put any sensitive word in your uh, like title unless until it is very necessary. If it is very necessary, suppose if you are like racism is a very big problem in USA, right? So you usually can't say white or black. But if your work is based on some black people, that you are, let's say you are studying the genetics of black people, then you can write in the title that uh, a report on the genetics of the black people. That black word is actually sensitive word. So unless until it is very specific, never ever use any sensitive word, any sensitive color, race, anything, religion, anything. Never ever use any sensitive word in your title. Okay. Uh, so these are the major things of a research article. So now I will answer a bit few questions and then we will start saying like how to write your first draft. and followed by I have few more slides, and then it will be done. So I will take four. I think we have lots of questions. Let's just do four. I think there is one. Okay, yeah. So we were where research. So, okay, I think we are here. So okay. So there is a question from Sarwar Jahan that how could we start our research career from final year of undergraduate? This is a very good question, and this is a genuine question. Yeah. If you are a final year of your undergraduate, if now you know that if you want to pursue your career on research or not. Yes. Now, if you want, if you want to start your research career, now you are undergrad. Now you know that on which field, where is your interest? Is it your Bengali, English? If it is English, that is Western English, or uh, your the subcontinental history, or which part you are now interested. Now you know which part you are interested. So accordingly, you start approaching your uh, various faculties, various professors. So to approach the various professor, it is like you have to also have a very good CV. You have to make a very good CV to convince the professor that I am capable of doing this kind of research. And if you give me an opportunity, I can explore this types of work. So when you have undergrad, when you when you are fourth year of your undergrad, I think, or final year of your undergrad, you should start looking for start approaching to the faculties, start approaching to the professor that I want to do research in this field. Obviously, you will not ask any physics faculty to work on biology, right? So if you're interested in this in biology, you approach professors who works in that field. Suppose your interest is uh, let's say uh, gene mutation, right, in biology, then you should approach to those supervisor, those professors who are actually working on gene mutation, and never ever underestimate yourself. People usually do, oh, their faculty is from Harvard University. Why he will take me? No, I will not apply. Never ever do that. Always just you have to approach. Just approach that I am interested. You, this is my qualification. These are the things I know that will be in your CV. So I want to pursue my research with you. Will you be able to support me or not? Just approach. So this is a very good question. You should start approaching when you are in a final year, not the end of the final year. You are just the beginning of your final year, because it will take a lots of time to find a position in a research career. If it is industry, I don't have much experience in industry, personal experience, but if I talk about experience of my friends, industry, or it will take, like, the hiring process is very long, and it will take around a year to get hired. So uh, when you are in a fourth year or a final year of your undergraduate, just start applying, start reaching out to the supervisors of who are doing research of the in the field where you are interested. Okay, you have to be clear that okay, now you are undergrad, you have knowledge, now you are clear what research you want to do. Just reach out to those faculties who are doing this type of research and ask them that if they want to pursue, like, support you to pursue a PhD or any research position. I think I have uh, uh, answered this question. And if you want to get, like, answer that how I am going to approach, then I will say just search on internet. Let's say you want to apply in US, just search top 100 institutes in, let's say, physics. If you want to pursue in physics, top 100 institutes of physics in US, you will get 100 institute name. Open one by one. Check the physics department. Check the faculty. Check what research they are doing. This is a long process. That's why I told you you have to start at the beginning of your uh, final year of undergrad. Start reading their work, just overview of their work. Every professor has their overview of their work in their group websites. That look at the overview of the work and then uh, reach out if their research is overlapping with your interest. So this is how it work. You have to do a lots of hard work, and it is not like it will if you are really passionate, if you're really interested, you will not find it as a hard work. But if you just want to, okay, I just want to do research. If I get a position, then it will be good. Then it will be tough for you. But if you are really passionate, if you really do something, then you will enjoy the process. I enjoyed the process, honestly. So, but this is a long process, and this is how you apply to the professor. So how to find out collaborators while working in a research paper? Read papers. So read the papers on of suppose you are working in a field, just read at which field people is working. So and then uh, contact the corresponding author. Suppose you are working in a biological field, and then your tail is not running properly, but you want someone who can help you to solve this problem. You probably your supervisor is not that much expert in specifically in that part. Just there will be lots of papers you are reading every day. Just contact the corresponding author that um, I need your help in this regard. Can you help me? Usually in scientific community, people are always ready to collaborate. So just you have to send a mail, and this is how you find a collaborator. Many people prefers a collaborator whom they know personally, but it is not always possible that uh, you you know someone personally and you collaborate. If you know someone personally that you can go and talk regarding some problem, this is the best, but you will not get every time, right? But if you find some expert in your field who is publishing a lot in that field, and then you are facing a problem in the same field, just reach out to the faculty. And I am sure if you ask to if you reach out to 5% among four will respond, and they will be very happy to support you. So this is how you find collaborators to solve your problems, or if you want to actually send them, or if you want to actually collaborate with them in a research work. This is how uh, we used to find the collaborator if we don't have any personal, like we know someone, we have any collaborator whom we know personally. This is how I actually find out the collaborator. Not me, even my supervisor was used to find out collaborator in this way. Yeah. Yeah. So there's another question is, can you guide us through the essential steps to start writing a research paper as a beginner? Yeah. So I have three, four more slides. I will just go through that. So, okay, we have uh okay, we can take two more questions. Research method varies depending on the topic. So as a student, am I supposed to learn the steps of my research topic from professors working on the same field? They usually don't have the time to teach us these steps. Yeah. True. Research methods varies on the topic. So if you are working on a specific topic, you have to learn the research methods. So suppose I'm giving you my example. My supervisor don't have much time, or he was not expert in single crystallography. But uh, there are some people. So, but I need to do crystallography for few of my papers. But if I have to do, otherwise my paper will not get published. So I learned crystallography from some of my very helpful friends. And they, so in research community, that I have seen one thing, that people will always there to help you if you reach out. Then you can reach out to some other professors that I want to learn this. Can you help me? Because I can understand that all professors don't have much time. They can't get sufficient time to their students. I understand. You can reach out to your friends. You can reach out to other professors that can you help me to learn this new technique or new method. And in research community, I am very pretty sure that they will help you, and actually they will be very happy to support you. Okay. And yes, if your research topic demands that method, you have to learn it, and you have to learn it at any cost. If no one is teaching you, there is always YouTube. Just search on YouTube, you will get a brief overview. I learned many research techniques, many instrumentation techniques through YouTube. Many lots of. I can give example: advanced level of crystallography, beginners level of theoretical calculations, beginners levels of some spectroscopy. I all learned from YouTube, because when I joined the institute, there was not much faculty, there was not much student, but slowly, it starts growing. But I learned these things from YouTube. People very much underestimate YouTube, and then they wasted most of their times on watching some videos which is not helpful to them. But just go to YouTube and try searching it, and I'm sure you will get some knowledge as a beginner. And when you slowly starts working, you slowly, you will get lots of knowledge. Okay, so don't worry about these things. So then, last question, then we will just wrap up how to do this, how to write the paper, and then we can get the final questions. Yeah, I think we should keep. Oh, okay, it is not a question. Oh, okay. So slides are now changing. Like everything is fine, I think, right? Okay. So I think now we don't have much questions. So I will just now come and finish the slides quickly, and then we can have some question and answer. Okay. Now, so now we know that what are there in a research paper, right? So now you have to start writing your paper. How you will start writing your paper? So always write your first draft. I know it will be a trash. So when you write your first draft and you are a beginner, you will write a trash. When I wrote my first draft, I know it was so pathetic, so embarrassing. Like, first of all, we are not very good at English. That is the first challenge we face. But it is not a very big barrier. So when you write the first draft, do read lots of literature. Read lots of literature. Then you start writing. Okay. So I can share how I improved myself. So I usually write those part first, which I feel like I can write easily, because which is known to me, and that is the result and discussion part, because I have the result and I know what is going there. So I at first write the results and discussion. Once I am complete, I have I am done with writing the result and discussion. It will be anyway trash. Okay. So always remember, you are not actually writing. You are not actually writing passionately. If suppose you write one thing today, you turn off your computer and take a break. You enjoy a bit, and again come back next day. Again turn on your computer and you read your own writing. If you find that, oh my God, my writing is very good, then either you are very much self-obsessed, or you are, uh, what I will say, you are lying. Okay. If you read your writing twice and you find it is a, oh my God, it is a very good writing, then you are 100% lying, because if it is happening, that means you are not writing passionately. You write something, again again you read the same writing, you will find, man, what I am writing, this is so bad. If this thing is coming from your mind, that means you are improving. It will happen with everyone. That's why once you write something, take a break, come back, again check, and then move forward. When you check a same writing 2 different times, your mood will be different, your surrounding will be different. You will, the way you are presenting your writing, then you will understand that it's really makes a sense or not. So for me, if I write something, I will take a break and then come back next day. I will again read it, and then I will find out where I need, which part is not clear to me. I again rewrite it. So always write a first draft, no matter how bad it is. Just write a first draft and start the part which you feel like you can write easily. That part you write. It may be introduction, it may be experimental section, it may be resultant discussion, it may be conclusion also. But start writing. Start writing. Then again, never feel like, okay, I will write and it will be my first draft will be my final draft. No. Just write. No need to be perfect. No need to be anything. Just write. It will be bad, it may be worse, it may be worst, no matter at all. Just write and write, and then start refining it. Just write it. And so this, use clear and concise language. So in your first draft it may not be clear, but slowly it will become clear. Yeah. Now when you are writing your first draft, common mistakes to avoid is plagiarism, overly complex sentence, and lack of focus. So I will come to plagiarism later. Overly complex sentence means, so your work will will read by a broad scientific community, right? So never make your sentence so much complicated that people will not be able to understand it. So make it very simple that people can understand it is very easily, and then lack of focus or coherence. So when you are writing two lines, there should be a relation between two lines. When you are writing a paragraph, there should have a story that what you are trying to say. It is not like you are talking about water. The next chapter you are talking about salt. No, don't do that. There should be a relation and there should be a story in while you are writing. So then comes plagiarism. I have any slides for plagiarism? No. So I should have make a slide about plagiarism. The plagiarism is something that if you are copying something, that is called plagiarism. It may be your own research, it may be someone else's research. If you are copying, it is a plagiarism and you should not do that. What do you mean by copying? Copying means, suppose you are writing something and you read a good paper and you just copy that language and paste it in your research article. That is called plagiarism. You can never do that. No matter that previous article was written by you. If it is also written by you, you can't do that. That is called plagiarism. You should not do that. If you are, if you really like that writing part really well, just modify it, rephrase it properly as per your convenience, and again write it. That is how you avoid plagiarism. Another plagiarism is that is if you do this type of plagiarism, that is a crime, and your paper may get retracted. So this type of plagiarism is stealing someone's data. Suppose you are performing one experiment and you are not getting results. So you just simply steal one results from some other paper and you put it in your paper and claim it is my data. This is a crime. Your paper will be get retracted. 100%. Once during my PhD, I got one paper and as a review, as one review article for reviewing, like I told you that. Uh, so when people submit a paper, there will be a they'll go to the reviewers, peer reviewers. They are the committee members. They will read the paper and they will say if it is good or not or worth publishing or not. So something one paper came to me and there I find some inconsistency in their writing and then uh, in the references. So I submitted it for a plagiarism check, and I got 76% plagiarism in this paper. 76%. Like it is not like he copies from someone else's paper or something. He already published his own thesis and he just copy pasted the all the part from his thesis to that paper. This is highly unethical and you should never ever do that. Never ever when you are writing your thesis or paper, don't use Control C and Control V. Just don't. Never ever use that one. No matter if you're writing your first draft also. Never use Control C or Control V. Read it. If you like it, write it in your own way, rephrase it properly. Don't use Control C and Control V and never ever steal anyone's data. That is a highest level of plagiarism and this will leads to retraction of your paper. And if your paper got retraction, your image will go bad. And once your image will go bad, then like you may lose your position also. So never ever do that. This is the time of just basic plagiarism that we usually do. Plagiarism also a very vast part, but I am not gonna be able to cover all this. But this is how the basic plagiarism that usually beginners do. So never do that. Revise and edit. So when you write your first draft, which is always a trash, and so once you write your first draft, come back again read it, read your first draft. That okay, what you have read. If everything is clear in your mind, which is not, if it is, then you are lying anyway. If it is clear in your mind, it is fine. If you find that no, I am not able to understand this part, re- re- again rewrite that part. Because if you are not understanding your own writing, then how you can expect others to understand it, right? So don't come, come back, read again, again revise. Once you are done with revising and editing, again take some rest, again come back, again read, again check if it is clear or not, then edit it. So what are the revision tips that check flow and clarity that if the I as stated earlier, there should be a story, there should be a correlation. If there is a correlation, ensure each paragraph supports the previous. As I say, there should be always a correlation. If there is a no correlation, then your writing is not good. Try to create a correlation. If there is a no correlation between two lines or two paragraphs, always you have to, because if there is no story, readers will become bored. So try to make uh, a story in your paper. And Remove if there is any irrelevant information. So when you write your first draft, you write all those things which may not be required. So just remove those parts. This will actually make your research article concise. So my first research article which I wrote for 9 pages, and then we end up shortening it to 4 pages. So you have to remove some irrelevant information that is not required. You have to revise it. And editing tips is I used to use for grammar because I was and I am not very good at English. My writing skills is not so great, not so good. So I use some specific software like Quillbot for rephrasing and Grammarly for grammars and specific spellings. So I used to do these tools to for editing. Nowadays, you have a ChatGPT. You don't need any tools if you want to rephrase anything. So, but I use these types of software to improve my grammars and spellings and my writing skills. When you are done, like now you think, okay, fine, now it is good. Just send your research article to your friend that I have write this is an article. Can you read once and let me know if you understand anything or not? If your friend is able to understand, that means audience can also understand. If he is saying no, I am not understanding, then ask which part he is not understanding. And if he is saying that whole paper he is not understanding properly, then you have to write the whole paper again. This is the process. This is the process. That's why writing a manuscript is very tough. This is the process, and you have to be you have to go through all this process, and it is a time consuming process. It is not like it will be done in 1 or 2 days. Sometimes it may not be done in 1 or 2 months with all this process. Then format and cite sources. So as I have uh, uh, shown in earlier slides, references. So to support each and every statement, you have to put references. Now, if you are putting references, so it is always a very tough to maintain the number. Suppose you wrote one line sentence and you gave citation number one. Then you write another sentence, you give it citation number two. Now, if you want to add another sentence between uh, sentence one and sentence two, you add the sentence and then you have to put reference for that sentence also. Now the whole numbering needs to change. So this, if you able to do it manually, that is very good, but it is very tough to do it manually. And if you can do it manually also, it will take your hours and hours, even weeks, to only to put reference. So for that, there you can use various citation manager like Zotero and Not Mainly. So this EndNote and Mainly, as per my convenience, is very easy to use and very user friendly. So you can use these softwares, and this software also gives you a privilege of for this formatting because they know that which journal has which type of formatting, so they will format accordingly. Like you can see, this is an ACS paper citation. This is an RSC paper citation. You can see there the year they usually bold, and but in RSC the volume they usually bold. Then their year is in normal font, and sorry, not the year. Yeah, and their page number they only give the first page number. Can you see? Only first page number, but RSC give the all page number. So these are all the formatting styles that will be already embedded with this uh, citation manager. So always learn to use how to use the citation manager. Very easy to use. You can learn in within 1 day, and once you learn, you can do weeks of jobs in 1 hour or 2 hours. So then now your manuscript is ready. Now checklist, make a checklist that if your manuscript statements clear or not. So whatever you're writing, introduction is clear or not. experimental section is clear or not, resultant discussion is clear or not, conclusion is clear or not. If it is clear, very good, give it to your friend for reading. If it is not clear, go back, revise and edit. All sections are well organized or not. It should be organized. One line and another line should have some relation. There should be a story. If it is not well organized, go back, edit and organize it. Citation. Citations is very important. Check the references properly cited or not, the references are right or not. If not, go back, revise and edit. Then proofread for errors. So proofread means you will check for the any spelling mistake, any grammatical mistakes. So whatever figures you make, if the figures are proper or not, if the figure number is actually matching with the text figure number or not, this all calls proofread. That means if everything is in perfect condition, is not the research perspective, but for uh, as a reader's perspective, that if everything is fine or not, there should not be any spelling mistake, there should not be any grammatical mistake, figures should be clear and concise, the figure number should be proper. So this is comes under the proofread section. If proofreading is after proofreading, if you find errors, go back, revise and edit. This is how you write a manuscript. Writing a manuscript is a long process when you are a beginner, but never expect you will be able to write a manuscript within 1 day, 1 month when you are a beginner. It is at least a 2 to 3 months process. My manuscripts, first manuscripts, I started writing in 2019 August or July, and we are able to submit that manuscript in 2020 February. So just think how much time it will take when you are a beginner. It will take a lots of times. Just you have to stick to it. Read, write, read, write, read, write, and edit. That's it. So that's it for today's presentation, like how to write a research papers. Now I will take all the final questions. Okay.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
Uh-huh.
আমি হচ্ছে মোহাম্মদ জালালউদ্দিন, আপনার সাথে এমনি পরিচিত হয়েছিলাম সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে। তো প্রশ্নের মাঝে হচ্ছে আমি একটু আপনার সাথে একটু কথা বলতে চাচ্ছিলাম আর কি। আমাদের BYSDO পক্ষ থেকে প্রত্যেকজন স্পিকারের জন্য হচ্ছে একটা ক্রেস্ট ম্যানেজ করা হয়েছে। সো যেহেতু আপনি ইউএসএ তে আছেন, আমি উমর ভাইয়ের সাথে কথা বলছিলাম, যদি উনি ডিসেম্বরে আসেন তাহলে ওনার মাধ্যমে হচ্ছে আপনার যে হার্ড কপিটা আমরা সেন্ড করে দিব। তবে আমরা হচ্ছে ভার্চুয়ালি আপনাকে একটা ক্রেস্ট হস্তান্তর করতে যাচ্ছি। আমি একটু স্ক্রিনটা শেয়ার করি।
Thank you so much.
আমার স্ক্রিন কি দেখা যাচ্ছে?
Yeah.
জি জি।
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ স্যার আমাদেরকে সময় দেওয়ার জন্য। অ্যাকচুয়ালি আপনার আমি টাইম মেলানোটা একটু ডিফিকাল্ট হয়ে গেছিল। আপনাদের সকালে খুব ভোরে ঘুম থেকে উঠছেন আমাদের জন্য, এবং আমরা ট্রাই করছি টাইমটা অ্যাডজাস্ট করে নেওয়ার জন্য। আমাদের এখানে হচ্ছে একটু ধরেন 9টা বা 9:30টার দিকেও হতো, বা 8:30টার দিকে হলো আপনার হচ্ছে 7টা 8টা 9টার দিকে হতো আর কি। তো আমি ভাইয়াকে নক করছিলাম, ওই যে উমর ভাইয়াকে, উনি বলছিলেন আপনি একটু হয়তো ব্যস্ত থাকবেন বা ঘুম থেকে একটু লেট হয়ে গেছিল। সো থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ ভাইয়া। সরি আমি আবার ভাইয়া বলবো।
It's fine, আর it's fine. আমাকে সবাই এখানে আমাকে রাফিউল ভাইয়াই বলে, তো ইটস ওকে। কোনো ব্যাপার না, মানে ভাইয়া, আমি স্যারের থেকে ভাইয়াটা বেশি প্রেফার করি, বিকজ যখন তুমি ভাইয়া বলো তো উই আর বিকাম মোর ক্লোজ দেন স্যার, সো ভাইয়া ইজ গুড।
আচ্ছা, আমি হচ্ছে ওনার ফেসবুক প্রোফাইল এবং লিঙ্কডইন প্রোফাইল আপনাদেরকে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ সেন্ড করে দিব। আপনারা চাইলে ওনার সাথে কানেক্ট হতে পারেন এবং ওনাকে যে কোনো প্রশ্ন করতে পারেন। আশা করি আপনারা অবশ্যই হেল্প পাবেন। অনেকে এখন অনেক সময় প্রশ্ন নাও থাকতে পারে, বা অনেক সময় এরকম চিন্তা হতে পারে যে না আমার সেশন শেষ হয়েছে, আমার এরকম প্রশ্ন করা মানে এখন কোন একটা প্রশ্ন মনে করতে পারে। তো তখন হচ্ছে ওনাকে নক দিতে পারেন, উনি ডেফিনেটলি আপনাদেরকে রেসপন্স করবেন যখন ফ্রি থাকেন তখন, এই আর কি। আর উনি হচ্ছে, আমি ওনাকে এখন মাইক দিয়ে দিচ্ছি, আপনারা যারা প্রশ্ন করতে চান করতে পারেন প্রশ্ন।
হ্যাঁ, থ্যাংক ইউ। তো এখানে কিছু কোশ্চেন আছে, আমি সেটাকে একটু আগে আনসার করার চেষ্টা করি, দেখছি এখানে। তো আমি লাস্ট টাইম যেখানে ইয়ে করেছিলাম সেখান থেকে আমি শুরু করি। Okay. So can you guide us through the essential steps to start writing a research paper as a beginner? I think if after this presentation, I think still if you have any question you can ask. But I think I have already provided essential steps for this, for how to write a research paper. If still you have some question, then you can just ask. Okay, already I think okay, it is done. Okay. Okay. What are the some good sources for thesis topics apart from research Google Scholar? After seeing a topic, one can we will understand that what type of data is needed for research, like qualitative and quantitative. Uh, Again, I will say what types of good sources for thesis topic. No, you are in the wrong track. This topic you will choose by yourself. It is not like you will search on internet and you will get something. If you are not clear that which research topic you want to work, either I will say read a bit more to gain more knowledge and find out the research gaps in the literature, and then start your career in the research, or go to your supervisor. Your supervisor is highly qualified person. He will, if one supervisor is not responding, go to some other person that I want to do research with you. Can you support me? I'm sure that they will support. This is not a good way to find thesis topic in Google Scholar. Topic, it should comes from your own interest, first of all. If you're not sure about it, contact with your supervisor. Okay. And after selecting a topic, can we understand that what type of data is needed for research? See, I told you, first 2 years of your PhD is investment. It is a learning part. You will read and you will learn. So once you you are in the process, you will slowly learn what you need. When you are in the process, you will learn automatically. After selecting like what types of data you need. When I will give you one example. Yeah. So in this regard, because I understand that what are the major problems. So in chemistry, so I did my master's degree from Bardhaman University. It is a government college. So it is not only government college, it is a state government college. And as it is a state government college, the funding was very less. And we don't have any research facilities there during my master. Not even research facilities. We don't have even a very good proper lab facilities there. For one Whiteman 42 filter paper, we have to ask 5 people, can we get one Whiteman 42 paper? And it is very cheap anyway. So we don't have any research paper. Then I go to ISER. ISER is a research institution, and everyone is so standard. Everyone is so advanced, and it was like I was when I attended ISER, I was like, man, where I came, I don't know anything. Then I have not much idea about what research I'm going to do on which field, but I have one thing clear in my mind, that this research direction I want to go. This is the research direction that I want to go. That was catalysis I want to go. I told my supervisor that I want to work on catalysis. Then my supervisor told, okay, fine. So if you want to go, or if you want to do research on catalysis, let's work on biomimetic catalysis. Although it is not a pure catalysis, but it will align with your research interest, that is catalysis, and my research interest, that means biomimetic chemistry. So we come together and started working on biomimetic catalysis rather than pure catalysis. Although my interest was pure catalysis. When I joined lab, I saw like various types of very common instruments that I never heard of. And when I started working, I don't know anything. Nothing. You will never imagine. I don't know anything, not even how to hold a round bottom flask properly. And from there, I read, I ra- I practice. I used to go to lab at 9 o'clock and come to home, like my hostel room, around night 1 or 2. Again, next day, 9 o'clock, again 1 or 2. So these 3 4 months, I really worked hard. I learned the skills that you will learn slowly when you spend times in lab or in your uh, like research environment. Not everyone has lab, but in the research environment, you will learn that 3 months or 4 months, whatever I did, that last long with me throughout my PhD. Then again, slowly, I started uh, developing lots of skills as per the research requirement. But then I understand what I need for research and what I have to do. So when you are in the system, when you start doing research, you will automatically know what you need for your research. You will slowly learn. If you are not able to learn, read some papers that what analysis they have done for a specific types of research. You can easily get that what experiments you need, and always ask yourself question that what is happening, why it is happening. Is it, if all the questions are clear, that means you are in the right direction. If the questions are not clear, then now you know which experiments you have to do. Suppose, just I am giving you a very small example. Suppose you are filtering a water. Now you filtered your water, you find something at the um your the thin cloth, some white or red color material. Now you don't. Now you will automatically ask a question to yourself: what is this red and white color material? Right. So this question will come to you. If you don't know, then what you have to do next thing is to analyze. Now you know you have to analyze what is this white and red color material. How to analyze? Now here comes a question: how to analyze? Read paper. That how people analyzes these types of species. Then you get idea, okay, people usually use these types of techniques to analyze these types of things. And then you try and go and try to analyze this thing. So read. There is no alternative of reading in research paper. Everyone reads. I also read lots of papers. You have to read and read and read and read. So I think I have answered this question. And the next question is, what are the key elements of oil structure research paper that journal prefer? So already I think I have demonstrated in the presentation. Still, if you have any question, you can ask. Okay. How to take variable for data collection. So which data collection and which variable? That is very important. What is the variable here and what data you're talking about? That is important. So if I can't answer this unless I know these things. So what are the key components included in the main structure of research paper? So I think I have also answered this during my presentation. If you have any question, you can further contact me. I am interested in organic chemistry and I want to research in the sector. In this sector, in this case, do I need to complete masters in organic chemistry or don't need? My my master degree is in organic chemistry. My PhD is in inorganic chemistry. I am doing postdoc in inorganic chemistry. It doesn't matter which sector you are doing in your masters. The only thing matters is your interest. So I am a organic. My master degree is in organic chemistry. I read lots of uh, Heck reaction, Sonogashida coupling, still coupling, and this, and then asymmetric synthesis, and lots of things that I read, and but end up becomes an inorganic chemist. So it doesn't matter. How can I start talking? How can we start taking preparation for research career when we are the second year or third year? So when you are second year or third year, start focusing on gaining knowledge. Read, 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 read. If you get some lab exposure for 1 or 2 months, just uh, go to lab and check how people do research. That is enough. Don't become too much prepared for that, because gain knowledge till second year end or third year middle. Gain knowledge. Read, because if you don't know what is the research gap, you will not be able to understand it. If in between you get some lab for research, you can just go and visit. You can do some lab rotation. You can visit and few labs and check how research is going on. If you able to contribute something, just contribute. But uh, I will say spend your more time on reading and learning during your bachelor's, like the undergrad. So that's what I will suggest you. That uh, yeah. So how the time does it typically take for a research paper to go from writing to a publication in a journal? It depends lots of things. So writing, once you started writing, if you are a beginner, it will take three months probably to make a well constructed research paper. Then you submit this research paper to research journal. Then this journal will at first review your paper. Initial screening. This initial screening will take 3 4 days. After initial screening, if it's passed the initial screening, they will send this your paper to, as per their policy, 3 to 4 up to 5 peer reviewers. Then these peer reviewers will take their own time to peer review it and submit their comments to you. This usually take 1 to 1.5 months. So once this results comes to you, this result actually comes to editor. Then editor, on base of the comments, the editor will take decision. So if their comments is very good, they might accept with some minor revision. Like they will give you some very minor revision, that this much these things need to be uh, fixed. The minor revision basically mostly are spelling or grammatical problems. Uh, or if the reviewers are not satisfied with the research, they will ask you to do some further research on this, and then editor send you a decision of major revision. That means you have to do some major work, major experiment, major writing part. And then once you submit your revision, again it will go to all these reviewers. Again, it will take 1 to 1.5 months. So on average, my one paper, least it took for one of my paper is 2 months, and highest it took 1 year. So it depends. How can I effectively avoid plagiarism, and which free plagiarism setup would you recommend based on your experience? So already told how to avoid plagiarism. Never use Control C, Control V. Which free plagiarism checker would you recommend based on your experience? Never use any free plagiarism checkers. Like, why? Because free plagiarism checkers are like, you don't know what type of security issues. You uh, give your precious 1 3 to 4 year or 5 year for this thesis or for this paper, and then you submit it to some unsecure website. You don't even uh, like rely on their result, and then they might steal your data. That is not right. I usually use Turnitin back in India, uh, but currently I don't need any plagiarism checker, because I know I am not doing any Control C, Control V. So there is no point of doing plagiarism. So currently I don't need, but I usually use Turnitin. That was a paid one. I have never used any free, and I will never recommend anyone to any free plagiarism checkers. And if you have never used Control C, Control V, don't bother about plagiarism check. And I am giving you 100% surety there will be no plagiarism. Never use Control C, Control V. That's it. I am undergraduate student. I am fascinated research in biochemistry and molecular biology, how to prepare a research paper step by step, and how to proposal publication of research. So I think I have covered all this in these slides. But if you have still any types of doubt, just you can contact me or you can connect with me. What are the best tools or the tools you use for organized research paper like citation or writing tools? I for writing I used Microsoft Word, and for citation I used mostly EndNote or very less Mendeley. That's it. But EndNote is very easy to use. So Rupna also here. The question: can research papers help with university admission and and scholarship? 100%. 100%. If you have a good research paper, you will easily get admission in a very good university, or you can easily get very good scholarship. It is, if you have a very good research paper, this will 100% help you. Not only help you, it will push you to a high next level. Next level. What are the best free online resources for or courses for learning research writing? Uh, Rather than online resources or course, I will say read. Read journal papers. See how they are writing. How I used to write, I read 5, 6 paper for of introduction of a same topic. And then I saw, okay, this faculty write like this faculty write this way, this professor write this way, this professor write this way. I combined all this. Like, okay, I will take this part from him. I will take this part from the other professor. I will take this part from the other professor, and I will just combine all this and write. So this is how I used to write. Mm, I will suggest. I usually suggest everyone to do this way rather than taking any course or something, because this course or this things is not gonna help. As from my personal experience, I'm saying reading is the ultimate solution for everything. Read, read, and read. Are there any beginner-friendly research conferences or competition for students? There are lots of uh, research conferences for undergrad. Also, like even you can get some support from the organizations, but you have to look for it. I don't have any information regarding that currently, but there are a lot. There are a lot. You have to just look in abroad also, in US, UK, Europe. They have a lots of all these things. Yeah, just look for it. Yeah. In my paper, what I should write first, the problem or introduction to the problem and its effect. You so the paper will be introduction, experimental section, result discussion, and then conclusion. This is the actual. This is the paper sections. But which section you will write, that is completely upon you. Whichever you feel like is easy for you to write, just start from there. Once you start writing, you will just enjoy it and you will write, and then everything will be simple easy. First part is to write. That is the very toughest part in writing, that first paragraph. Once you start writing, you will you start enjoying it. There will be lots of mistakes. It will be, there may be many things wrong, which is, there are many useless things you will write. That is completely fine, because this you're learning, right? So learn, it's fine. If you are writing something is very bad, that is also okay. I told my research file, so I had even my first draft, that was so pathetic, so bad, man. No one can imagine. It was so bad. So just write the part which you think you can write easily. That part, then write other parts also. But make sure there always should be some connection between all the part, and all together it should create a good story. Yeah. And if you have any other question regarding this, you can reach out to me. I'll be very happy to help you. So there is another question. What is your opinion about electrochemistry for doing research in the field? Very hot topic. Very hot topic. Electrochemistry, battery field is a very hot topic currently. Electrochemistry, if you can end up in a very good electrochemist, there is a lots of opportunity. But good electrochemist, it is not like I can do only the CV, that's it. No, you have to be a good electrochemistry. I will preferably say try in some battery sector if you want to, if you are really interested in electrochemistry. This is anyway, electrochemistry is a very, very interesting thing. Nilay Bhattacharya is something how to target Q2 journals with computational stars only. What are common mistakes that can cause rejection of the paper? Why Q2 journals? Why not Q1? I told you beginning of the slides. Don't underestimate yourselves. We only computational studies can go to Q1 also. Why you are thinking about Q2? Yes, if you all never underestimate yourself. Never ever. So what are the common mistakes that can cause rejection of the paper? So common mistakes are, so uh, see, if if editor doesn't find your work is not important enough for the journal, they will reject it. That is the major thing. If your work is important and your results and discussion is not proper, like you got something, some results, but you are explaining it something, some in some other way, uh, the peer reviewer will reject it. They will not like it. They will say that this is wrong, and then so you should be more careful about your results and what your results is actually denoting. Be careful about that, and uh, always try to um, make your statement clear and should be connected to your results. Your don't just make speculations like this may be happening, this may be happening. If you don't have a evidence, if you don't have any reference, I will say never, like, don't use any uh, controversial or like contradicting statements that reviewers sometimes don't like. These are the things that usually leads to the rejection of the paper. Uh, yeah, that's the usual thing that I have faced. That if you don't do your experiments properly, your results are not proper. Results and discussions are not proper. These are the things that actually, and your if your work is not up to that level. So yeah, that can cause rejection of the paper. So if I had papers in both organic and premium, can I apply both in the sector according to my interest? 100%. 100%. Why not? You do organic chemistry and do some computational calculation to find out what is the mechanism. That will be a very good work. If you are performing some organic reactions and then you are also supporting the reaction sequence, reaction mechanism, product formation using your physical chemistry or computational chemistry, and just merge together, it will be a very good result. Like you can get experimental and theoretical data. This will gives a more weight to your paper. This will be an excellent uh, like combination, and you can apply in any sector if you have both paper, any sector. I don't have any question at the moment as I'm just a first year of undergrad journey. It will be very hard to keep myself motivated in the long run. I expect you will flexible to give me the guide and so that I can sign in my academic career. 100%. If you want, if you have any questions, you can 100% reach out to me. I will try my best to help you. So never hesitate. Don't hesitate. I will always try to help. If I use AI tools like SciSpace, Perplexity, etc., for getting insights from paper instead of reading full paper, does the AI tool ensure me to provide me authentic information following the paper? See, first question, AI tools and research article. Never ever trust AI tool for the research article. Just, I am not, uh, I haven't used much stops. I just go to any uh, AI software and ask them to give me 5 reference of this topic and check the 5 references. All the references will be wrong. I have done all these things. Okay. So these AI tools, see, when I am reading a paper, I might want to know the full information of the paper or some specific information of the paper. once during my PhD, my one reaction was not going. Then I want to know why my reaction is not going. I read a paper. There they have demonstrated there some other method they use to perform this reaction. I used their method and my reaction went pretty well. So AI will not understand that what you actually wants to know. AI will only just summarize that what is there in the paper. That's it. But uh, if you read the paper by yourself, just if you have any specific part you want to read, so there will be always a part, right? You can skip introduction if you want. Like if you think you don't need it, just directly jump into results and discussion if you are very interested in some specific topic. But I will suggest don't use these AI tools because they don't know what information you want or what is actually helpful, because these AIs are only just few years old and I don't think they are very much effective. So I will not suggest using any AI tool. It is better just read the paper by yourself. If you can read the full paper, just read some specific part which you think you want. When it comes to read paper which is belongs to my topic, should I always cross to the journal? This is, I don't know, this is a very modern terms. Purgatory journals, this, that. Don't think about that. Purgatory journals and these terms I like I am hearing recently because I don't know if these are modern terms or not, because I heard these terms from many people in like last couple of years. Don't think about purgatory journals on this. Read, gain knowledge, and you don't should not read only one paper. You should read multiple papers. Don't look at only at the journal name. Read, read. Don't this purgatory. Don't think about this, that this is a purgatory journal, this is a Q2 journal, this is a Q1 journal, this is a Q3. These terms I have never used during my PhD, and I never thought of any of these things during my PhD or my postdoc journey. Never ever think. A journal, you got a paper, read it and try to gain some knowledge. Don't think if it is the journalist purgatory or not. Yeah. That's it. And I think I have I have already uh, answered all the questions. If anyone has any questions, then they can ask me directly. You can reach out to me. I will be very happy to help as per my caliber. Uh, if no one has any question, then I think we can make a end of this session.
স্যার এই মুহূর্তে আমি চাচ্ছি স্যার আজকে যারা অ্যাটেন্ড করছেন এখনো পর্যন্ত আছেন তাদের ভিতর থেকে যে কোনো একজনকে আপনি র্যান্ডমলি চুজ করবেন, তাকে হচ্ছে আমরা একটা গিফট পাঠাবো আর কি।
But this will be like মানে but based on what?
না, এটা হচ্ছে র্যান্ডমলি, আমরা যে কোনো কিছু চিন্তা করে নিতে পারেন। লাকি
যে
উইনার।
কোনো হিসেবে ওকে তো আমি এখন আচ্ছা আমি যে কোয়েশ্চেন গুলো পেয়েছি, ওকে, সেই কোয়েশ্চেন গুলোর মধ্যে থেকে আমি আমার যেটা বেস্ট কোয়েশ্চেন মনে হয়েছে, দ্যাট ইজ জেনুইন, ওকে, নট ওভার অ্যাম্বিসিয়াস অর নট লাইক দ্যাট that I so I so একটা আমি খুব একটা সুন্দর একটা ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন পেয়েছিলাম। Yeah, so I think I don't know who is this. How can we start our research career from final year of undergraduate? This is a very good question. I really like this question because this is I just really like this question, that whoever is he or she that these people should actually be concerned about their research from their final year of undergraduate student, not from first year, not from second year. If you are more concerned about first year or second year about your research career, then I feel it will not be good for your learning journey. From a final year of undergrad, now you are more, you have more